Correct. And why is it that they did not consider it as legitimate or take it very seriously?
Sir, I do remember that we also discussed um, the idea of genius, or was it in the other? Yeah.
Yes. So, what is that idea of genius, and why do you think it is responsible for the neglect of translation studies or translation as a phenomena?
So, sir, idea of the genius is that something, the one who creates something original,
Hmm.
and translation is not something. I mean, translating something does not, you know, it is not doing something which is original by nature.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, so they didn't think it was, uh, they didn't take it seriously.
Right. They means
They means first generation romantist and second generation romantist as well.
right. And the idea of
Romantic
genius
writers.
in romanticism, right, is something that is posited against the idea of imitative talent of neoclassical period. So idea of genius was posited as a kind of reaction and a critique of neoclassicism in romantic thought. But that proved kind of detrimental for serious study of translation. So that is one of the reasons why, according to Lefevere, translation was neglected by students of comparative literature and literatures, national literatures as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what are the other reasons? Very good. Very good. Does anyone remember? Is it given in the essay? Other reasons for the neglect of translation?
So, sir, the other reason is because conservativist. I mean, they want to conserve their uh, own culture and
Mm-hmm.
literature, and they
Okay.
don't like to they don't like foreign ideas to be
Mm-hmm.
translated in and
So
studied in their own.
who are these conservatives? You are right.
Um,
Class sometime. Oh, okay. Come in, come in. Can sit if you want. At around 12:51. Emmy. Yes, hello. You were saying something, Rushi. Sorry for being distracted. Yeah. Who are these conservatives?
Sir, that I don't remember that, sir.
Okay. Who else has read this essay by mistake? गलती से किसी ने पढ़ दिया हो तो कैसे? हेतव या बताओ बताओ. What are other reasons? गलती से पढ़ लिया तो only एक
Sir, I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but here it is. I mean, I passed through a sentence that that there was some conflict, like how Bible shouldn't be translated, and it might create some havoc in the field of translation or possibly comparative studies. So I believe that they might be representatives of some religion or Christianity, maybe because they did not want to translate Bible into some other languages, and that might pose a threat to their own literature and culture.
right. So there were also people who were Christians, right? And in Christianity, Bible was translated into all the languages in order to expand. But at the same time, translation was seen as a kind of necessary evil that you are tampering with none other than God's words, right? And that is not supposed to be good. So the Bible is a kind of revelation, and translation would be your tampering with the word of God. So there is a tendency to consider text as sacred in Christianity, right? And there is a conflict, as you said, around the idea whether Bible should be translated or not. And the earliest translators of Bible were people like Saint Jerome and others who brought in this Vulgate edition of the Bible in Latin. They translated it from Hebrew and Aramaic and other languages. Around that, Bible is written in multiple languages, largely Hebrew and other languages. So when it had to be translated into Latin, so translation was seen as an act of kind of tampering with God's words, and text is something that is sacred. So there is a kind of ambivalence about translation in Christianity, that you need to translate in order to expand and proselytize, that is convert and bring more people into Christianity. And that cannot be done without translation, right? On the other hand, there is a tendency to consider the God's words as sacrosanct, text as sacrosanct, something which cannot be tampered with by humans. So this is a kind of ambiguity and ambivalence around translation that is inherent in Christianity. And with the rise of Protestantism during Renaissance, we find that there grew a tendency to translate Bible into vernaculars. And those vernaculars were, which are the vernacular languages of Europe? Which languages will you call vernaculars? Which are the vernacular languages of Europe? Are you guys even present mentally? Or you're just logged in for the sake of logging in? Because presence is not taken. So you're not going to get marks for just logging in.
The Latin, Greek. You're on mute.
Sir,
Yeah,
you,
yeah. Which are the vernaculars?
I might be wrong, but were they like French, Latin, Greek?
Latin was not a vernacular.
Okay, they were
Latin is the sacred language.
English,
okay.
Pardon?
English can
English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, all the language which you think are elites, right, today are vernaculars actually in comparison with the classical languages of Greek and Latin. Yeah, so those who have not read the essay should read the essay right now because I have been summoned for a small meeting, maybe 10-15 minutes. So I will come back and we will continue the discussion, right? But if you are not going to read this, then you can leave this meeting because I'm not really interested in taking your, seeing your login without participating.